Look, back pressure sensor. Replace it. Check your tube. That tube. Make sure it's clean. Feeds the back pressure sensor. That guy right there controls this. VGT. Turbo. That sensor doesn't work. That turbo doesn't work. Every engine that has a variable vane geometry turbocharger has that sensor. Whether it's a 6L Power Stroke or a 6.7 Cummins or a 15-liter X15, 871, they all have it. Replace it. If it's old, replace it. Believe me, you'll like it. Well, you'll like it when your turbo works. So this has this little clip on the front that you got to remove, and then it exposes the lock. This guy here, it's just you got to pull back. Hard to see in there. This. Focus. This lock, you pull back, push in, and then your connector comes off. Then it's a 27mm socket, and that sucker comes out. See, since it's painted red, this has never been replaced. Good idea to replace it. New one, old one. Is it bad? No, but this reads exhaust. Hot exhaust pressure. Better off replacing it. This, keep it as a spare. This, keep it as a new one. So, along that with that, as I've told you guys before in the past, this tube right here, this guy, it goes from the manifold to that. It feeds that back pressure. Well, that's a housing for the sensor. That's exhaust pressure. Make sure that that's clean, so there's no crap going through it and there's no blockages. You want to take that tube off and clean it, or put some shop air in there and blow it out, and just in case, because soot can get in there and it can obviously block that tube, and then you won't get any readings. So it's always good practice to make sure that that's clear. Here's the tube. Good to go. Just checking it. At the same time, make sure that obviously those ports are clear and these ports are clear from here to here, and then make sure the manifold's also clean. So I got some brushes I'm going to stick in there just to make sure. You could blow some shop air through it, but I'm just gonna clean the suit out a little bit. It's just good preventive maintenance. Come here. Put the phone down for a second.
What are you doing? I don't know. Why are you making me do this? It's too big.
Oh, it's a 17.
Why are we even taking this off?
To replace your batteries. It's a lot easier.
Oh, I would just open the door.
It's a pain in the ass.
I have a pain in the ass. I don't want you.
We're playing golf. I'm teaching her.
I don't want you.
I am actor. I have to be filmed. Everything. Filmed. That's what sucks over here.
Not to add to the tartness of this lemon, but we don't think these batteries are bad because we're actually going to put them in Tyler. I just wanted new batteries because I'm bougie like that.
New batteries for lemon. I know my wife's gonna hate calling it that, but I guess all these people calling it a lemon, I'm gonna call it that. Got all the grounds cleaned, positive terminals cleaned. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what the voltage shows. 12.4. Well, that's much better. Notice. Take notice. Yeah, it's supposed to move. It's got bushings, but it doesn't rattle. These bolts down here, this radiator's been out. Okay, actually this radiator's new. It's been replaced on this truck. And whoever put this back together, the casing that's around it, they didn't tighten the bolts properly. And it kept rattling. And I was like, why in the hell is it doing that? And then I realized that, oh wait, that bolt's not all the way in. I vote to call this truck Lemon. I think I need to call it Lemon. I think you guys are right. It's a lemon. It's a terrible truck. No, I'm kidding. It's a really good truck, actually. Just got to unbeep everything that they beeped up in Arkansas. And it'll be good. Actually, we already did most of that. No, I'm glad I got that fixed, because that was actually a little bit bothersome to me. It was annoying me. But now, that's no longer a problem. Yep, that's happening. Why? Because the incandescents draw too much amperage. And Alice wanted everything wired on the main switch, so it pops the 15 amp fuse. Well, not with these, but when you have those on, it will. So we're just going to put LEDs in it. Oh man, this is a seal that went all the way around here. It melted the crap out of it. Luckily, I have some of these laying around. That's crazy. So that's what it's supposed to look like. I guess this bulb gets pretty freaking hot. That's what it's supposed to look like. The seal keeps water from coming in there. Damn.
So when we sold the house, I left a letter to the new owners along with my phone number if they had any questions and things like that. And it has come in so handy because Robbie says hi. Because mail doesn't always get forwarded, and the guy that bought our old house is a good guy, and he always stays in touch with me whenever mail comes. And I'm so glad because well, first of all, did you guys guess what this could be from Winnemucca, Nevada? Anybody had any guesses? I have a guess. It's my wallet.
Yep.
And obviously whoever found it used my old mailing address that was on my driver's license, and thankfully, because I stay in touch with the new owner, he was able to message me yesterday and say, hey, this package from Winnemucca came for you. And it's like, I know exactly what that is. So let's see if my stuff is still in my wallet. It smells a little weird though. Smell it.
It smells like perfume.
It smells like weird perfume. But let's see. Is there any? There's no letters in here. But let's see if my stuff's still in here. Yes. So my money's gone, which to be expected. But it looks like my medical card's there, my driver's license, debit card,
I'm sure they
com data card. I feel like I had some more cards right here though. Let's see. It's hard to do this one-handed. Oh, my gift cards are still here. That's cool. Man, I don't know. This might just be all my cards. They might have just moved them, or maybe I moved them. But the cash is definitely gone.
Cash was there.
About $100. It was like 80 something, I think.
It's probably for their services.
But that's cool. So I'm gonna write a letter to the person who sent this to me. Her name's Gloria, and I'm gonna say, I don't know where you found this, but thank you so much for sending it back to me. But that's literally been like months. It's been gone for months at this point. But
Somebody must have.
since it smells weird, I feel like maybe somebody was carrying it around. I don't know. And nobody ever used the cards though, because I have it where it will report to me if people tried to even attempt to use them, and I never got any reports. So it's just it's very strange. But I got my cool wallet back, so I'm good with that.
Good news. Tank came in for tiny. All right, so to replace this tank on a, I think they're 2019 or 2018 and up. I believe the other ones are slightly different. With the ISX 15, I think they changed them when they went to the X15 a little bit. But, I mean, it just mounts differently. But I think it's still the same principle. I think the other ones are easier to replace. Now, you have to loosen this radiator bar, and we just have the bolt obviously slightly loose, because you want to access that bolt to Torx. And then we have two, look like 1/2 inchers right here. Or is it three? Three, I'm sorry, there's three. So we got 3 1/2-inch bolts up here, which are easy to get to, and then we have 1 1/2 inch down there. So that's why we have to loosen this radiator rod. And this is a 13, is it 13 or 15/16? 15/16. 15/16 head. I believe the nut's the same. Maybe it's slightly smaller because I used an adjustable to just hold the nut. But anyway, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's out. 1/2 inch. They got some Loctite on them, so gotta be put a little pressure on them. This guy, when you get the Torx out, you want to push on it as you're turning and applying torque, because those Torx bolts can be tricky. You know, there's a reason why they use them, so you create more work when they strip out. All right, so got the old one out. And as you can see, it's in pretty sad shape. There's a crack over here, and I'll take this off and I'll show you. This is 200-mile-an-hour HVAC tape. It's supposed to be waterproof. And it's kind of worked, but it always trickles out through here. So this is a new used tank that we got. It was 90 bucks. $89 actually plus shipping. As my wife would say, on vendor hags. Vendor hags for the win. Been buying a lot of used stuff from them lately, because this brand new, I think, is $288 at Peterbilt. Yes, for this, and no pump included. So this actually has the pump. So it just sits on like so, and then you just put your bolts in it, hook up your connectors, and put your fluid in it and be done. So got all our bolts up here. They're in. They're loose, as you can see, all of them, because we still have this guy to do. So you want to tighten everything till you get the bottom one in, which is this Torx right here. It's not hard to get to, just got to undo the radiator rod. And then we're going to get our trusty, oh, let's see what size it is. I'll tell you guys, that way you don't have to go looking for tools. It's a T40. And we're going to T40 that guy up. All right, so now that guy's done, we can push our radiator rod back in. We got a washer and a nut. We're gonna get it started. It don't work well under pressure. I'm kidding. Sometimes it's a pain to start these, especially the lock nuts, man. So I have to use my 3/4 inch. These are fairly tight. So 3/4 inch Milwaukee on this guy. My 1/2 inch didn't want to break it, but my 1/2 inch was only at a half battery life, so that probably got something to do with it. Now, torque specs, I would say 3/4 inch, 4 agadagas. I will say that'll do it. That was about 6, but it'll work. Now we put our water connection in, which is, you can't see, it's behind this connector. It's just a little nipple, and this just slides over it. It doesn't clamp or anything, like so. See the little nipple back there? It just slides over it like so. Now we still got our bolts up there, but I'm just plugging everything in, getting ahead of myself. There's the electrical connector, and this is where you tighten the connectors at. These little holes above the crankcase filters for the electrical, and the water, or the fluid for this, So if you ever see an X15 and this is not where that goes, that's where it goes. Because in Alice's, they had it zip tied to the high pressure injection line. It was like rubbing it. Eventually that'll rub a hole in it. And that's what, 30 plus thousand PSI in those lines. Well, this one's a return, but still it's got some high pressure on it. These, yeah, 30,000 PSI in it. So plus actually, probably 32, 34, something like that. So we got everything in. Now I just got to tighten these boys up. That's all she wrote. Make sure everything is tight. Tank's tight. Make sure it's not going to rub on anything, which it's not. Good to go. This I had to splice because I broke the line. So we're going to put some juice in her. And if you're wondered, it holds 2 gallons. Yep. And we're going to keep the old pump because yeah, you just never know when you're going to need it. I had a pump fail on Fancy, and without windshield washer fluid, you can get, or windshield washer squirters, I think you can get put out of service. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's a violation for sure. So, yeah, we're going to keep that old pump, and that tank is garbage. I'll show you guys the crack in it, though. All right, so this guy we'll put in the side box as a spare. And we're good to go. Holding, no leaks. These drips are for me being retarded and spilling it. It's no offense. That's just me, sloppy and clumsy. But hey, good to go. I'm happy with that. Long time coming, Tiny. This was one of those projects that I kept forgetting about and needed to be done because it's been cracked for a while. Let's see if it works. Let's see. Oh, here she goes. Might take a second for it to get all the air out of it. Good to go. Good to go. 10 more swipes and she'll be done. This truck does it way too many times. Can't change it. I don't know why it's like that. But another successful repair. Pat myself on the back. You're awesome, Martin. Not really. All right, guys. You guys see my huge gash? That's where it's cracked. So that's why we replaced it. Off to the dump you go. What in tarnation? Doing. Fix it to do some parameter changes, aka emissions delete.
We're not doing that.
No, we're not doing that. We love DEF. Dum 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 dum. No, we're just doing some parameter changes because the jigs don't come out with the cruise control.
The dealer didn't change things like they were supposed to.
Yes, we paid them for nothing. Again, that's why we bought a lemon. No, that's the dealer didn't, right? No, wait.
The dealer's the lemon.
The dealer's the lemon. The Peterbilt Stockton. Alice, we unbeeped so much stuff on this truck from Arkansas. Look, your airbag's no longer drop either.
I know, you're awesome.
Nice husband, Alice.
For real.
We did, so the radiator, what did we do? The back pressure sensor. We checked everything over under the hood. New cab filters that are going to go in tomorrow, I think. We replaced the fitting on the airbag that was leaking. We did some programming on it a second ago, and I think we turned off the transmission going into neutral and cruise. We also enabled the Jakes with cruise control. What else did we do on this thing?
You switched out the LEDs.
Oh yeah, we switched out all the bulbs to LEDs. The oil filter I had to look at because it looked like it had a leak on it. I don't know what the hell they did, but I tightened it up a little bit. It should be okay. What else did we do? I swear we did something else that we're forgetting. Look at that freaking sunset in those clouds. It's amazing.
The airbags, did you talk about those?
I did. Oh, we messed with the fifth wheel and figured out what that was. So we know that's what problem is that. And I think it's just something that's... So it applies pressure to the ram and then the solenoid kicks out. But there's no exhaust to the... there's no exhaust, okay? So it's not exhausting the air out of the line. So it keeps pressure on that rod, that cylinder that goes to the fifth wheel jaws. So we have to look at that still. I haven't been able to. It's underneath there. I don't feel like crawling underneath gravel, so we really should turn the truck around for that. But we figured out why the fifth wheel won't latch, so we adjusted the fifth wheel too. I don't know, man. I think this dealer sold you a lemon.
You realize that everybody like takes you like literally like what you're saying, so they're going to decide that you think it's a lemon even though you're just making fun of them.
I know.
Because they don't understand.
They don't understand that I'm being sarcastic. Guys, this is a used truck with 638,000 chassis miles. Yes, 638,000 chassis miles. The engine has 300,000 or 390, something like that. The chassis has 638,000 miles. The person who owned it before was from Arkansas. Do I have to say more? A lot of Arkansasing going on this truck that we un-Arkansas'd. Gerald, you know what the hell I'm talking about, right? You got to know what I'm talking about.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.